Hi everybody. I hope it's as beautiful a day by you guys as it is outside today. Yesterday was beautiful as well. Autumn is one of my favorite seasons, mainly because there's an abundance of fruits and vegetables that are just ready and waiting for us to cook with. So what we're going to be cooking over the next few days are jams. I'm going to be using leftover bits of the carved pumpkin from Halloween to make some pumpkin butter. We're going to be making some raspberry jam, and we're going to be making some blueberry jam. For the berries, I'm going to be using frozen berries because obviously it's a little bit late in the season for berries, but I want to show you that it's perfectly acceptable to use frozen berries to make jam. You don't have to only use fresh berries. They tend to be a little bit cheaper, a little bit better quality, and they also keep a lot longer. So you're not stuck with having to hurry through and make these jams. So there's going to be a couple of videos, a series of videos for you guys to watch. So why don't we head on over and start cooking our pumpkin butter. Okay, so we're going to skin and chop up our pumpkin and put it in a pot where it's just covered with water. Don't really worry about the size of the pumpkin because we're going to blitz that later. Your pumpkin butter is going to be the same as any other jam, equal weight sugar to the weight of your pumpkin. Once the pumpkin is cooked so it's soft, I take the pumpkin out of the water and then reduce the water down to half its volume. This just adds more pumpkin flavor to the preserve. I don't add pectin to it. Pectin is apple-based and it really alters the flavor. So once the pumpkin is out, I whack the heat up, reduce the volume of the water down to half, and put the sugar and the spice mix in, which is listed down below. I cook it for a little bit and I go ahead and blitz it so it's nice and smooth. And then once again, on a medium heat, constantly stirring so it doesn't burn and catch, I reduce that down by half again. This is not going to set like a proper jam because pumpkins have no pectin. It's going to be a loose preserve. So once it kind of plops from your spoon, instead of running off in a liquid state, that's when you know your preserve is ready. And go ahead and jar it up and put a lid on it and you're good to go. Right, so as you can see, that pumpkin butter is really, really rich and spicy. It is one of my favorites. Because you use the pumpkin, it doesn't set. You can cook it down further, but I find that if you cook it down too far, not only does the sugar caramelize too far past where you want it to be, but it also has the chance of getting catching and burning. So it's all right for this to be quite a loose preserve. I would highly recommend using this as a glaze for hams. You can use it as a glaze for chicken as well. Or if you're greedy like me, you can slather it all over the roasted pumpkin bread that we made a couple of weeks ago and just have pumpkin overdose. It does keep very, very well if you can it properly. If you're not going to can it properly, then I would really only recommend keeping it for about 3 to 4 weeks in the fridge. It makes an absolutely fantastic hamper accompaniment. So if you're making hampers for people for the holidays, this is one of the best ways to express your care for someone, is to spend the time to make some preserves, to make a loaf of bread, to make a batch of scones, and put in some homemade preserves and jam. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you would like to follow us here, go ahead and hit subscribe and like the video. I would welcome your comments or questions down in the section below. You can also have a wee look over at the Discover Cooking blog, which is at discovercooking.co.uk, and feel free to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, which the links are also linked down below. And I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.